Good morning. Today is July 2nd, 2018. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to call this meeting of the Logan County Commissioners to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 3, any citizen desiring to be heard? Hearing none. Gentlemen, I'd like to recommend that we move item 11 to the top of the agenda. So we've got a homeowners association person here waiting to look at that. If there's no disagreement, I'd like to proceed with item 11.
I don't have a problem.
Mike?
Just send this, you take that
I
one.
don't care.
Okay.
That's your bill.
All right, item 11. Consideration and possible action on accepting donations to District 1 totaling $2,000 from 6 residents of Copeland Way to purchase asphalt paving materials to overlay Copeland Way. And the 6 individuals are listed in here that have donated between $335 and $300 each. Sir, would you like to, you're here to represent the folks that live there, would you like to say anything at all? You don't have to, but.
Well, we kind of took a poll between the neighborhood and everybody was in agreement that we really need to redo that road. It's pretty rough. I actually have a business located behind my property where I work on motorcycles. And it's, some people complain about riding up and down that road. It is pretty rough.
For the notes, could we get your name, sir?
My name is Steve Woolery. I live
Okay.
at 2125 Copeland Way.
All right, thank you, Steve. We just, anyone that makes a comment, we'd like to have that in the
Sure.
minutes. Thank you, Steve. So,
Thank you.
any discussion, any further discussion, questions?
County maintained road?
It is.
Okay. How much is the project?
It's around $13,000.
Okay. So taxpayer money about 11,000, I think.
No, taxpayer money about $13,000.
It's about 13,000. Oh, I see. Okay.
Something you're wanting to do?
Yes, sir.
I move we approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll get started on that now.
For election.
Okay. Item number 4. Yes, sir. Thank you. Meeting with county officers regarding estimate of needs for 2018-2019. We've got a. We're going to start in the order that the things are printed in, I guess. But since we don't really have a budget to work from yet, we'll just be collecting your estimates of needs. If there's anything outstanding that you'd like to discuss, anything over around, I think what we're looking at is around 4% increase
4.2.
over last year. So if it's something that's marginally over 4% from what you asked for last year, then you might let us know what that is. And it won't be until after we get the hard numbers back that we'll have to go back and readjust everybody's estimate of needs. So we'll have another one of these meetings where we'll talk about how much we have and how much we can send for appropriations. So with that, I guess we'll start with the district attorney's office. Is anybody here? No one here?
I don't see anybody.
Okay.
Let's just strike hers.
I'm not in favor of striking Lowell's. He's been real good to us here.
Let's move to the election board, maybe they'll show up.
Just as a reference, if you'll look on the DA's, it's actually $6,000 less request than last year.
Okay. All right. So we're going to the election board next. Okay. Anything at all, ladies, you want to?
We mainly have had with the two bigger elections that we have coming up, we have bigger amounts for postage, and that was part of the election increase, but that's our main.
Well, the election board's one of those deals we pretty much got to fund, if we're gonna have elections, that is.
Oh, looks good to me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, county sheriff.
We'd be happy to just pursue the same thing we did last year, Commissioner.
All right.
No change.
Okay, that was the sheriff account, then we've got the jail account too, Damon?
Yes, sir, same thing.
Same thing? Okay. All right. Appreciate your frugality with the budget there, sir. Okay, court clerk?
Mine's pretty much the same. I tried to give a little bit of a raise to a couple of the girls that have not got a raise since they've been there. Troy, the state approved my other person, so 23 needs to come on. Because I've got an extra person that I've put on there in case.
Do you want to hold on till we get further where we know where we are?
That's fine, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
I also asked for is a small increase for two of the people.
I mean, this is the time to ask for what you'd like to have, and then we don't know what the budget's gonna look
Yeah.
like until, so you shouldn't make any cuts. I mean, I would recommend not making any cuts until we have
Okay.
to. Because we might have the money, we don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll try.
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Civil defense.
Pretty much everything that's been put in for a small increase on payroll, say $5 a month. So
On what, sir?
on payroll, everything else was the same.
$5 a month raise?
75
Oh,
a
75.
month, yes, sir. And otherwise, everything else was the same. So $900 increase for the year.
All right. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? We'll move on. All right. Extension, OSU, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sorry you were late.
No, you weren't late, you were right on time.
Oh, perfect. We did have a slight increase on salary. That's a OSU calculated salary, so we don't have really any control over that. But I did want to introduce you to our new Ag 4-H educator. This is Brandon Bouchin.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Originally from Hera and OSU graduate and time at Texas for a while. So we're excited to have him.
I've had Monty, but wanted to come and introduce myself to the other two and let you know that I'm here for you guys and the citizens of Logan County just as much as anybody else. So let me know if I can do anything for you. If you have any issues that you want to address, come see me or give me a holler, and I'd be happy to get things figured out with you. So, nice to meet you guys. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again.
All right, thank you very much. All right, any questions on the Extension Center request or needs? All right, thank you. Free Fair.
Guys, I don't have anything to add. I think ours was down a little bit too. We appreciate what you do, so we're trying to be frugal on our improvements, but yet make it safe for the kids and make something that the county's proud of. So we appreciate what you do for us.
Yes, sir. If I could ask you to kind of update us, the last couple of years, the commission's giving you all money to, fix roofs and some other
Right.
stuff, and has that been a help?
Yes, it looks wonderful down there. Everything is so much better. It's just a continuation of a process that should have been started a long time ago, but it's started now, and I think every step is a step forward. So yeah,
Okay.
and people are starting to really see the changes that are taking place down there. And I can't tell you how many people that have came up to me and told me thanks, not to just the fair board, but to you guys for helping out. Because trust me when I say that me personally, and I know the guys from the extension office do too, we let everybody know where it comes from, and it comes from you guys. So we appreciate that.
Okay. Well, it's no fun having soggy sheep when you're trying to. All right, thank you all very much. Any other questions for the fair board? All right, hearing none, county assessor.
I'm asking for an increase on the county's budget of $4,800 for raises on my employees. And that's all I'm asking on that one.
48, that's well within a 4% increase, yeah, sure.
And then on the schools, the 1,700 visual inspection account, I'm asking for $8,829 for 6 employees raising their salary. But we're giving back a lot of money, so trying to work within my means, but we don't have enough employees. But I didn't ask for a new one. Trying to keep my budget down and keep good people in there.
Welcome to Logan County.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tish. We appreciate all you do for us. Lauren?
Thank you.
All right. So that was visual inspection we went through as well?
Yes.
Okay. County treasurer? Hi.
I think it's down, my budget's down a little bit.
Okay.
Everything pretty much staying the same.
All right, thank you, Sherry. Any further discussion on the county treasurer's request? No? All right. County commissioners.
Well, we put in a raise for Sarah, so that's the only change to her.
She's not here to defend herself, so.
We can scratch it though. That's the only change in ours is we asked for pay increase for Sarah. So. If y'all like to see it, you're more welcome to look at it.
Okay, general government. Talk about that one.
We increased it quite a bit for insurances and workman's comp.
This is one of those that there are several accounts that we may have to have some difficult discussions depending upon what our budget looks like, the hard numbers this year. But right now, we're requesting, what is it, right around $1 million, $950,005 for general budget, general government. Any further discussion on that one? Hearing none, we'll go on to charity.
We didn't have no changes on charity, left it the same.
And Troy, to kind of remind everybody, that one is for indigent burial and things like that?
Yes, it is used for indigent cremations and or burials. Mostly it pays the license for the cremation.
Folks that can't afford it. Okay. All right, any further discussion there? Hearing none. Move on to county audit budget account. This is an account that we're required to maintain by statute. And this year we're required to put $107,786.62 in that account.
That number may fluctuate just a bit once all of the millage and everything is in. 1/10 of 1 mil is what's directed annually. So I took a guess based on the numbers but it may change by a slight amount one way or the other when it's all said and done.
Thanks, Troy. Okay, county excise, oh no, insurance.
This is what we increased.
Yes, a bunch.
Yeah.
Not a whole bunch, but
You got
about
that
$200,000.
We don't have no choice on that.
Not on health insurance.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, not on health.
Doctor retirement and employment, the benefits one is about the only one we've got any leeway on, right?
The workman's comp is the actual bill number at $205,639, so it went up almost $10,000. Unemployment, retirement, and FICA are all driven by gross wages, so all of these raises that were just asked for will drive those costs up. And then the health insurance, we have not seen the premiums yet.
That's the benefits.
Yes.
Yeah, that one is the million two. And that's basically the only place that, as far as the Board of Commissioners, we've got any leeway.
Pretty
as far
much.
as-
I think the others are gonna be pretty close to on the money.
Okay. Not that we want to do that. Last year, we said we would hold the line at 600 and what?
I think last year was this year is the second year, last budget
Yeah.
year, yeah.
Yeah, it was
That we held it at.
$600 per employee for health insurance, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford to go over that this year. I don't know if we're going to have the money to do it with. It's, again, one of those hard decisions that we may have to make. All right. Highway budget account.
I'd like to have 3.5 million in mine.
I'll second that if you split it with me.
I can't split it.
Jesus says share.
I don't think we'll have the funds to do it, so we'll
Right.
just let $5 in there to keep the account open.
Yeah, the last
We
couple.
could transfer money.
Yes, sir. The last couple of years, we've always asked for $100,000 each and then given it up because the money hadn't been there. This year, we've been a little more realistic, and as Monty said, we put $5 each in those accounts just to keep the account open, just in case we need to transfer funds in there. But there's not a whole lot in that one this year. We're not even asking for any money this year on that one. All right. Now the expensive one, county clerk.
I've asked for 7,000, just over 7,000 for salary increases for staff. Otherwise, everything else the same.
Okay. Your office also generates a lot of cash for the general fund as well, right?
Correct. So as of 6/14, I did not pull through 6/30 since we just got there, but as of 6/14, we had put $292,264.50 in filing fees back into that general fund that is part of this budget we're discussing.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate it. Good job. Any further discussion? Hearing none. County Excise Equalization Board.
I can,
No one, huh? All right, man. Yes.
if you don't mind.
Sure.
This is one that's gonna go quite a bit above that 4%, but we have a reasoning for it. The personnel services, the board voted a year or so ago to forego any taking of any of their meeting money. However, we still want to fund it because things can change. And travel, the same. We have always had what was labeled as a budget account. They buy the forms that are required for the various different entities to be supplied. That amount has reduced greatly from what it used to be because of online forms, but we still have to buy a few. However, with the new chart of accounts and some things, that budget count no longer can be in existence. One of the areas that we ran into an issue this year was the excise and equalization have required training, and the cost on those, because there wasn't an M&O account, wasn't able. So I actually paid some of that cost to get them into classes. So what we've done is taken off the budget account, included that money plus $1,000 under maintenance and operations to cover the budget forms that have to be purchased and any possible classes and needs for those two boards. Same board, two hats.
Right, thank you, Troy. And in case the folks in the audience don't know, Troy also functions as the recording secretary for the excise board, and that's why she's very familiar with the budget numbers on that. Thank you for that update. Any further discussion on the excise board request? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 5, consideration and possible action on financial statement of resale property fund. Thank y'all.
Thanks. You don't have to hang around if you don't want to.
You can't, you're more than welcome to. It's getting boring after this. Yeah, no, not you.
Look at them, scatter.
I know.
There they are.
Thanks,
They
guys.
want to be there.
That's to get y'all's pretty faces.
You bet.
Says thanks.
Did you say resale?
Yes, ma'am.
It's your annual
Oh, okay.
financial statement,
You have any
which is
questions?
here.
Right.
Did you resell a lot?
Yeah.
You what?
Did you sell a bunch?
We sold everything except for 3 properties that we got back. So that's not bad. And we only had, I think, 30 to sell. So, but the 2 that we got back has houses on them that have to be taken down. So, Jed Cole's Construction, they are taking those down because the one on 707 East Lincoln, we do have squatters, people coming and going. So my deputy has put up signs of no trespassing, and we're boarding up the doors because the back door is missing. But there's evidence that people are coming and going from that house. So I'm getting permits from the city and ONG, OG&E, and water to get our permits to get it taken down. The other one I think is 314 East Logan. It's just a shell. It has no roof or flooring or anything in it, so it's got to come down. And the other property is a vacant property in the elbow that you can't get to. So. And I already have someone that wants to buy the lot once the house comes down because he owns the house next door.
Okay, great.
So it'll be back on the tax roll.
Can you kind of update us on how a piece of property gets on the resale list?
So if you're 4 years delinquent on your property taxes, then by law I have to sell it at the June resale, which is held once a year. For the starts at the amount of taxes owed, goes to the highest bidder. If there's no bids at all, you can go sell it for 2/3 value. Then if there's no bids, then it comes back to the county.
So the purchase price doesn't have to be a percentage of market value the first time, just to recover the taxes, is that?
Yeah, we only ask for the amount of taxes, cost, and fees that we have to put into it, and then goes to the highest bidder.
Okay.
So, and we
Alright.
sold everything except the 3
Okay.
because they had so many mowing assessments from the city.
Right.
No one's gonna buy them for that amount, plus the house was not livable, so that's why we got it back.
So how does that work if the city keeps assessing mowing assessments on a piece of property that nobody wants?
So what happens is, I try to collect it at the June resale. If I collect it, then I cut them a check. If it's not collectible and it comes back to the county, they get no money, we get no money. It's
Okay.
zero.
So the county doesn't have to pay the mowing?
Oh,
assessment?
no,
Okay.
no,
That's kind of where
no.
I was going with that.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And then their liens are extinguished and they're gone, the slate's clean, and then I have to pay someone for the upkeep.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing right now,
Right.
so.
What about the elbow? Can you even get to it?
No, not unless you have a boat, probably,
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
so,
So it's just wild.
yeah, so we don't do nothing with it.
Thanks, Sherry.
You have any more questions?
Anything else?
with the resale?
I move we approve.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 6, consideration and possible action on approving resolution approving monetary compensation for overtime hours in the election board.
Got my motion on that.
I'll second, but I want to ask you, how much overtime are we talking about?
This is, we do this annually, and this is not for the regular salaried employees. It is, but it is when an entity, say the schools or the fire districts, hold an election, they have to reimburse. We don't comp that. We pay that cash, and they have to reimburse us for those overtime costs for the election board workers. And so this is done as an annual for the fiscal year that states that we will collect that overtime and direct the funds that we receive back to the reimbursement account.
All right, thank you. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 7, consideration and possible action on resolution establishing Logan County investment policy for FY 2018-2019. And this is our direction to the county treasurer as far as investment policy from the board, right?
Right, it's a requirement every fiscal year.
Right.
Okay.
And our policy is invested in the places where we get the most return, is that?
And Sherry's really good about staying on top of that.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
I'll move we approve.
A second. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 8, consideration and possible action on resolution designating depository banks for FY 2018-19, excuse me. Mike, could you read that list for us? Or, so you were the first one with it, that's the only reason I called you.
The banks we have deposited in are Bank First, Interbank, IBC Bank, Farmers Emergence Bank, and Oklahoma State Bank. That's pretty much all the banks in
Okay,
Guthrie.
okay, thank you. I make the motion we approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes without objection. Item 9, consideration and possible action on resolution depositing juvenile transportation fees into sheriff's cash fee account for FY 2018-2019. That's not the donut account one.
I'll make the motion.
I thought we'd put it back in general government, then hand it back.
Yeah.
I'll second Mike's motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 10, consideration and possible action on approving application for temporary appropriations for general fund and health department for FY 2018-2019. Troy?
I sent this out to you all earlier in June. What this is 1/2 of last year's approved budget is being appropriated or being appropriated to all our general fund accounts so we can do business as of today. We do have a couple that are more than 1/2, that is the workman's comp, which is funded 100% so we can save some money and not pay and make it in one payment. Also, general government M&O is funded at more than half of last year because of paying the property and liability again for one payment. This, as I sent out, this is the same. It shows what was asked or what was received last year, what was asked for this year, and what the half or whatever amount is on this temporary appropriation. This is the general fund, this is the health fund.
Okay. And this is our board's request for a temporary appropriation to the excise board.
Right, it'll go to them when this meeting's over.
Yes, ma'am. All right. I move we approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 12, consideration and possible action on approving FY 2018-2019 agreement with the City of Guthrie for emergency management services. And David left.
This is a renewal of the same contract that we've had whereby the city is reimbursing the county $13,000 for the fiscal year, plus the cost of one telephone line for the sharing of the emergency management director.
Is that the same amount we asked for last year?
Yes,
No changes.
no changes. This first tab is for the commissioner's
Up to
signatures.
4% increase.
Well, I was just thinking if we're gonna give him another $75 a month, maybe they wanted to cover half of it. But we don't know that we're gonna give it to him just yet.
True. Well, there wasn't any baked in inflationary rise there either, so.
Might think about making it, their fiscal year is off from ours, so this makes this a little difficult when we're trying to do it and they're trying to do it and we're trying to ask for anything. I think when we got our last increase, we started that discussion at this point for the following contract year.
I'll move we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 13, consideration and possible action on approving 2017-2018. 2017-18?
Oh, can we write that off to a typo and it should be 18-19?
With the board's concurrence, I would like to do a soft change on item 13 to modify the years to read 2018-2019.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I'll second.
Okay, was that to approve the change to the?
The change and the item.
All right. Have a motion, and Mike, you seconded?
Yes.
All right, I have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 14, consideration and possible action on approving resolution renewing FY 2018-2019 leases with SNB Bank for District 3. Mike?
I'll make a motion we approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Monty, we've always asked, what those leases were for. We got,
Oops.
is that
What is it?
tractors, trucks, whatever?
I believe those are graders.
Oh, that's all this green stuff?
Two sheets.
The green stuff's kelp.
Kelp road. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move behind.
The graders. All right. Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes without objection. Item 15, consideration and possible action on approving resolution 2018-2019 maintenance agreement with RK Black for copiers for District 3.
I'll make a
Copier.
motion.
Have a motion, I'll second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes without objection. Item 16, consideration and possible action on renewing 2018-19 leases with Security State Bank for District 3.
Motion.
I'll second. Monty, is that for something else?
Graders.
Graders. Oh, yeah, here's the bank. Okay, I got it now.
Lots of graders.
Lots of graders. 4 of them?
Here's 2 more.
Oh, okay. 6.
I need about 2 more. If I can get y'all to pay for them, I'll do it.
Got 2 people run.
That's,
I'd come up with them.
the graders more expensive than
And on to
operators.
the pile.
Yeah. I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes without objection. Item 17, consideration possible action on approving resolutions with F&M Bank renewing the lease agreement for FY 2018-2019 for Coal Fire Department 2015 Ford F550, VIN number XXXX44288.
I'll make the motion on that.
I'll second. We've got a 2015 on lease still agreement. I guess it's only 3 years.
I'm sure they went on a 5-year.
Yeah. Let's see, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 18, consideration and possible action on approving FY 18-19 maintenance agreement with Chickasha Telecom for the sheriff's office.
It's our internal phone system.
I'll move we approve.
I'll second. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 20, consideration and possible action on approving FY 2018-19 program purchase agreement with Cardiac Science for AED maintenance in the amount of $1,673.40.
This is a company that we bought our AEDs from. They come in once a year, service them, change pads, update batteries.
Maybe they come out and do ours as well.
For the price, they probably would, Mike.
They wouldn't include that.
I don't believe it would.
How about if I bring mine over to your shop then, maybe?
We may be able to slip some in.
Just a thought.
It's worth a shot.
I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes without objection. Item 21, consideration and possible action on approving FY 2018-19 agreement with Smart Technologies for computer maintenance for the sheriff's office.
That's pretty much just what it says. What do you got computer going?
Make the motion.
How much is it?
That's cheap.
You writing a check?
$21,000.
20 grand.
And this is for the 24/7 on call, get out there and fix it right now kind of deal? Yeah,
Pretty much.
I got you. All right. Let's see, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 22, consideration and possible action on approving FY 2018-2019 medical staffing and administration third amendment with Turnkey Health Clinics, LLC, for inmate medical services for the sheriff's office.
Working good? Yes, sir.
I'll make the motion.
Expensive.
Medical services always are. Are those folks that are given medications, prescription medications to the inmates instead of the?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah. Nursing staff is the one that administers medications.
sweet, okay. It's always a good thing. That way we're not liable for
No.
any of that.
I don't see any way around this one.
Do I have a second yet?
I'll say.
Okay. Motion. Second.
No, Mike made the motion.
That's what I
thought.
Monty seconded.
All right, have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Item 23, consideration and possible action on approving detention transportation claim for May 2018 in the amount of $3,156.16.
I'll make the motion.
3156.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chairman, I have none for 24 and 25.
Item 26, consideration and possible action on the consent agenda.
Transfers from last fiscal year to this fiscal
to consider inviting our folks from ODOT Region 4 back to discuss the possibility of putting a traffic control device out on Highway 74 and Waterloo Road. Seems how that's kind of their deal.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
That'd be in conjunction with Oklahoma County, I would assume.
No, I think it's a state highway. It'd be ODOT's responsibility. I'm just
So,
liking to have them come in here and let us know what their plans are for putting any kind of control system in there.
that's just whatever we want to maintain.
When did 778 pass, go into effect? I'm just curious.
I think it'll be a little while.
Oh, I think maybe some people jumped the gun.
But I set the emergency rules.
Sherwood Lane's got
Yeah, sure we like that.
$5,700 back in their account.
That's money that was in last fiscal year, we're just moving to this fiscal
Right.
year.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's the accumulated total of available.
I thought we drained it last time we did a project. There's a reason. That's the only comment I made.
Yeah, yeah.
So they,
I don't think we took it to zero, I think
Okay.
it was,
Spring Ridge, $4,600.
they were all really happy with the overlay that they got. It was about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, so whatever it was.
don't rest,
I'm not, I'm waiting, patient.
more coming.
All right.
Cheers.
Those are the cash funds.
Happy New Year. Still think that Spring Ridge ought to be taken off. Wonder how they do that.
Requires a vote of the people.
Yeah, all that in that addition, I agree. I don't think they have a
HOA and the rural road districts are separate entities. They would need to reestablish the rural road district and then vote.
Yeah.
Then vote as rural road district, have it put on the ballot, have it removed, and then they would all vote whether or not.
Right.
It's just the opposite
process.
of how it would be
I do.
put in place. I thought, okay. Like you said, you would like to know how to do that.
Well, I'd like for them to do that. I don't know how to do it necessarily without an HOA, but yeah, I'd have to get a door-to-door thing.
Yeah, again, it doesn't need an HOA to do it.
Right.
Yeah, 6934.
Sherwood's another one that just finished an overlay. They took that down to almost zero. Yeah, they got a really nice road too. It'll last them for about 15 years. Nice 3-inch cap.
Well, look who showed up.
Yeah. Sign all 6 pages.
Oh, crap. All right.
3 mills, they just
Right.
don't generate.
Yeah.
How long has that been a road?
Let's see, 9, I think 9, 10 is when they formulated and finished putting it together, but the tax collection didn't start until 11.
That. Yeah. So apparently somebody thought it was a good idea sometime.
Much effort was made to talk them out of that
Right.
and to try to explain to them that it was not going to produce the results.
The desired results, yes ma'am. Excise board folks are here. We were just talking about you earlier. It was all nice.
Is it all recorded?
Oh yeah, I forgot it was recorded. I gotta retract that statement now. Now Troy was explaining the excise board appropriation. It's interesting that, you know, you guys have a request to us to appropriate money for the excise board. How that works, it's kind of an interesting twist, I think.
I didn't hear the details.
No, I mean,
Just your
so,
estimate of needs for next year. We already went in on the 20th with the excise board. So today, the estimate of needs came to this board.
I got you.
And included in it is the estimate of need for the excise equalization board.
For the education.
Yeah.
and Troy being the recording secretary for both boards she's always very knowledgeable on what we're all doing, so she had all the good advice and answers for us.
That's good.
You guys should find documents.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, we need to know.
Hey, this is always the most worked at risk meeting of the year.
Too much rain?
We used to do this every weekend, road crossings.
Kingfisher County does.
We used to.
Road crossing.
Kingfisher gets.
We had a bunch go through last month. That's why you had to sign 6 pages on the highway cap.
No worries.
Trying to keep them all halfway down.
I'm going to Stillwater to see Lowell this afternoon. Do you all have anything?
You might ask him about the agreement he's gonna work on for me with the channels on that bridge, leaving the bridge,
Okay.
if you're gonna be there.
Yeah, I have to go get some contracts signed.
You just passed along for me that, again, I appreciate all the work you did with us on that specific cooperative agreement that allows the county to work on roads that are considered public access, privately maintained, without the board accepting responsibility for them. I've got 3 more privately maintained housing additions that are interested in working with us on that. So, without us having to take on responsibility of those in perpetuity, that's big stuff. And it's,
Yeah, and I've got.
we're one of the few counties that even look at that. It's great.
any direction, which is kind of why I laid back,
Yeah.
because I don't know how I'm going to address any updates.
Thank you, Dan.
Waiting for that stuff to come out.
I talked to Dale Fred, he's working on that.
788 does not trump federal guidelines, so any CDL drivers are still restricted.
Well, it
from use.
doesn't trump an employer's ability to restrict the use of that type of an intoxicant while at work either, so. You still can't operate a piece of machinery if you're impaired.
Exactly. I think what the issue is going to be, from what little bit I have heard, and this not from ACO, just from general employment stuff, is because marijuana tests positive for 30 days does not mean you're intoxicated on the job at that moment. So I think that's kind of the problems that they're going to have to address. And it becoming more of a for-cause situation. I'm not sure what they're going to do for those occupations that are not federally regulated.
Yeah, like the grader operator was only doing a half mile an hour and got hit behind, you know,
Maybe it'll slow some of our speeders down. I think there's some impairment testing.
I think that's what it's going to come down to, because of that 30 days that they can test positive does not mean that they're actually stoned that moment on the job. So I think that's the direction that regulations are having to be looked at.
Right.
While you guys are talking about drivers, I'll just throw out there, those dash cams you can buy for $50 are well worth the investment. If you don't have those on all your vehicles.
What's that again?
Dash cams.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that answers a whole lot of questions about what happened after the fact.
that's GPS tracking devices.
You know, we have had dash cams on ours, but some of our graders, and it has caught some really interesting people getting around that grader at about 60 miles an hour while it's grader.
But you can get really good ones for, $50 that last
Yeah.
They just record anytime it's on.
Used to have them for about $10 coming out of China.
Yeah, I never got any of those to work though.
I got one, about $20. It works great.
Have you got done that?
Getting there.
I was talking to Troy.
Getting there. I'm going to sort it all out and get to sit here and do it all again here in just a little bit. Then I get to go back and sign them all twice. We're going to be pretty close. Brian will not be here.
I saw that. You out of town?
Didn't say.
I think he is. I think it's on St. Louis.
You know, that middle of the week holiday, I think it's pushed a lot of people to try to tie to it one direction or the other.
Just anywhere on.
Just
Yeah. Okay.
Just anywhere. She missed the stamp on it.
What remember you what you have?
Oh, please don't.
You know that.
All right. that leaves us the election board and alcoholic beverage tax. This one is just Marvin.
Thanks, sir.
Well, that might kick that figure down a little bit. 788. Hello, this is Dan. I know several people that are using alcohol for pain management.
Is that it on consent agenda?
That will be it.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the consent agenda
A
items.
second. Any further discussion? Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes without objection. Item 27, any citizen desiring to be heard? Hearing none. I'll entertain a motion on item 28 to adjourn.
I'll move we adjourn.
My
Second.
apologies, I just realized I missed an item on this agenda.
I see that.
Wasn't intentional, I
That
just
was
noticed
really
it.
close. You guys almost voted on that.
No, I mean
Any
on the
further
comment.
discussion on item 28?
I move we adjourn, already made that motion.
I can get a second on item 28 and then we can talk about further discussion. I'll second item 28. Any further discussion? Troy, you got something else for us before we adjourn?
No, other than I apologize to the board, I just literally saw where I missed the comments item being added on there. It's been
Oh,
a long week trying to get ready for
No-
fiscal
no-
year,
No
so.
worries, it's,
I did want to comment that we have Mark Sweeney is coming on board as the CEO of ACOG, which ought to be really interesting. Comes to us from Louisiana. Graduated high school in Tulsa. Worked in Texas for quite a few years. And the board was just overwhelmed with his credentials. John Sharp remains as deputy and with the same pay grade and is very much appreciated by the ACOG board.
okay, item 28, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.